Hey yo, what is up, guys? Your boy is back with another review. This time it's from 2005 with New Year's resolution 2005 live from Puerto Rico. And yeah, I got some things to say about this show because this show was kind of strange to watch, and I'll explain why. So the first match is William Regal versus Eugene and William Regal and Eugene versus Tyson, Tomko, and Christian. So yeah, this is for the World Tag Team Champions. William Regal and Eugene were champions at this time. And yeah, Eugene, he was kind of an interesting character. He was slow, to say the least. That's really all you can really say about this guy, and that's how they had him playing this character. He was a really good wrestler, but yeah, this is the gimmick he had. So yeah, he was mad over. Oh, sorry guys, forgive me. Yeah, he was really over in the match. People were really into him. So Eugene, William Regal, he started off the match, and then eventually Eugene, he got tagged in, and he was doing some junkyard dog moves. He even acted like he was peeing on Christian. And I think at some point in this match, he gives Christian a freaking wedgie, which was kind of strange. Yeah, and then William Regal, he gets his nose broken, and there's just blood pouring all over the place. That was pretty nasty. So yeah, overall, this was a really good match. The ending came when Eugene was going for a drop kick, and he blew out his knee, and then he rolled up Christian, I want to say. And yeah, that's how they retained. It wasn't a bad match. It wasn't great. It was just a good match overall. But yeah, moving on. Trish Stratus versus Lita. This match had a really interesting build. They went back to their Raw match, which I'll eventually talk about here at some point. Back in 2005 there. Not 2005. Was it 2002 or 2003 is when they did that. It was when they main evented Raw, and it's a big deal. Now they try and do that all the time. Anyways, yeah, Lita almost killed herself on that suicide dive. Nah, man. I don't know. I never really, I understand, the importance of Lita and why everyone really liked her, but it was just, I never thought she was, that great of a wrestler overall. I don't think she was as good as Trish. You watch her do, her dives and her moonsaults, and it's just yeah, I don't know. I'm not the biggest, I'm not, it's not like I hate Lita, but I was never, chips down on Lita, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, so yeah, actually, it's kind of funny because in this match, Lita, she actually did a really cool trip to Trish, a cool wrestling move trip, and yeah. And then she goes for a Luther's press on the outside. Right, I don't know what's happening. I'm exhausted, I guess. She goes for a Luther's press on the outside, and she blows out her knee. So we have 2 straight matches where people blowing out knees. Yeah, and then Trish just hits her with a chick kick, gets the win because Lita can't really continue. Yeah, next match I'm going to talk about here. I was actually kind of excited to talk about this match because the 2005 Shelton Benjamin match is just really entertaining. So Shelton Benjamin was just known for being this amazing, outstanding athlete. And yeah, so he has a match with Maven. Maven doesn't get in. Maven was the guy who eliminated The Undertaker from the 2003 Royal Rumble, and then he just gets obliterated for it. So yeah, going on from that, Maven's giving out this mad promo saying you can't understand what the crowd's saying. He's just chirping them. This is the entire match, mind you. And then he goes to leave, and then he gets back in the ring, and Shelton Benjamin rolls him up, and yeah, total disappointment. Feel bad for the fans who have to sit through this undercard because this really sucked. Next match I want to talk about here is Kane versus Snitsky. Now, things do pick back up here with this match. This was a really good big man match, despite the storyline being kind of trailer trashy, talking about a miscarriage. And yeah, it's weird. I mean, Snitsky, he got a big catchphrase out of this, and this is his original... I'm really sorry. His original run through the WWE in his first year. So it's most guys, they have their first year, and that's kind of when they're at their most important. And that's kind of what it was for Snitsky here. I don't really know what else he really did after this. Apparently he had matches with John Cena on Raw. I don't think he ever won a championship, but yeah, moving on. So yeah, this was, despite the storyline being kind of strange, Kane was involved in a lot of strange storylines in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. So yeah, Snitsky, he was really new, so It was kind of similar to the John Cena Brock match where Cena was a little better than Snitsky, but like Snitsky really had no offense. Like he used the bear hug, he used some like a couple big slams, and that's really all I saw out of them. I think they had a cool double boot spot, which was sick. It was mostly Kane. Kane, he brought it here. He busted his ass off here. Like actually, that was the coolest spot. Like Kane goes for the flying clothesline, and Snitsky kicks him, and I thought that was cool because I've never seen anyone really do that. And then after that, it was what the hell happened after that? Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, Kane. He what was it? He kept trying to sit up, and Snisky just keeps kicking him, keeping him down. And Kane, yeah, he's trying to fight back. Yeah, since he also uses a sidewalk slam, Kane also uses a sidewalk slam. And then finally, the ending came, and Kane hit a big tombstone, and that looked really cool. Cool seeing Kane you break out the tombstone, always great. Yeah, this was a good match. It just wasn't great, but it would have been like solid on the undercard had there been a few better matches. But Kane really worked his ass off here again. Snitsky, new guy. Just tell like, yeah, not a lot of years experience. So yeah, not a bad match, but it was just kind of you needed more on the undercard for these people because like had this been here and there have been a few other good matches, like the Maven and Shelton Benjamin match really popped off, then like yeah, this show would have been a lot better. So might as well just skip on to the best match of the show. Pretty obvious, Elimination Chamber. All your most talented people were in here. Jericho, Benoit start off the match. And yeah, they have really, really good chain wrestling. So this is kind of around the time the start of Batista's big build to the main event of WrestleMania. So that story had already started, and they're headed in that direction with Triple H going like, so what are you going to do in the match? And there's that whole speculation about what was going to happen in the match because Batista was coming out last because he earned it in a Raw match before this. So yeah, Triple H, he took some mad bumps out on the chain, out on the steel like that. Those just looked brutal, like him just getting thrown around, and just how big Triple H is, and like it's like man, those muscles could just pop off at any minute. So like he could just have a muscle spasm. He ain't able to move. He's getting slammed out there, thrown to the cage. He's bleeding a gusher. Man, yeah. So Triple H, he took some mad abuse this match. Edge, he had the whole little feud going with Shawn Michaels at this time, and he ends up spearing Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels super kicks him. Then Jericho hits the line salt. So Edge was actually your first one eliminated. So this is about the same time as... So you have like all these people like rising stars about this time in 2005. You got Edge, you got Batista, and then you got kind of the people who've already been through the mountaintop, like Jericho and Benoit and Triple H, or Triple H, who was kind of the guy at the time. And yeah, so you kind of have like this whole like mix of talent here. So yeah, then there was this really cool moment where Jericho and Benoit get Triple H in the double submission until Batista gets to enter the match. And yeah, so they have them, and you're like, oh man, can Triple H make it? And they're like trying to open up the door and stuff, and it's taking forever. Like, oh god, ow. But yeah, it kind of came down to Batista, Triple H, and Orton. So again, Orton, another guy who was on the rise at the time. I believe, who did he eliminate? I think he eliminated Benoit. He hit an RKO on him. So yeah, there was that. Did he eliminate? Who eliminated Jericho? I think Jericho was just so banged up at this point. I think, yeah, Batista eliminated Jericho. And yeah, he was kind of the monster of the match. And yeah, so when it came down to the 11 Evolution guys, that they're all like just beating down on Orton and trying to take advantage of him until Orton eventually hit. I think Batista's going for an Batista bomb on Orton. Orton gets out, hits an RKO, and Triple H is down in the corner. And you see Triple H kind of go to get up because he could have saved Batista, but he's like, nah, I'll let Orton just get the victory here. And then yeah, it comes down to Batista and Orton, and then I believe Batista even gets involved in the ending match where he hits Orton with a spear, and Triple H hits him with a pedigree. Like they had a pretty good back and forth where Randy Orton spun out, hit the RKO on Triple H, and man, you're really thinking Randy Orton was really, really good. He was a lot better than Batista, I'll tell you that. Like in the ring wise, we'll talk more about that for my WrestleMania 21 review coming up here in a couple days. So yeah, overall, the show, awesome Elimination Chamber and storytelling and match in that spectrum alone. So yeah, great stuff there. Great Elimination Chamber. It just sucks that the undercard couldn't have been any better. Yeah, I feel bad for the fans in Puerto Rico, but hey, we're gonna get it back with Backlash here. Backlash card doesn't look so bad. You got Cody versus Brock. You got a good 6-man match, which should be pretty good. That women's match between Zelina Vega and Rhea Ripley should be good. What else do they got? I mean, Omos and Seth Rollins would be somewhat entertaining to watch, and you got a good triple threat with Austin Theory and Bobby Lashley and Bronson Reed talking about. So yeah, I'm happy for the Puerto Rican fans who get to experience some more WWE. I think they might even add a Gunther match there. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, be ready for my WrestleMania 21 review. That's next, guys. So peace.